Hi, welcome to Zgadgetreview. Before we get started, go ahead and subscribe by hitting the big red button right down there or hitting the watermark in the corner. Thank you. Are you ready for the Division universe? But you didn't know the Division was a universe? It is a universe, kind of like the Avengers and Marvel Cinematic Universe. Or at least that's what Ubisoft is trying to do with the Division. Ubisoft announced the Division Heartland, a free-to-play game set in the Division universe. Don't worry if you haven't played any of the Division games, it's okay. The Division Heartland won't have anything to do with the Division 1 or Division 2 games. It's going to be a brand new entry into this universe. Heartland is a standalone game that doesn't require previous experience with the series, but will provide an all-new perspective on the universe in a new setting. Right now, we don't have much information about the Division Heartland because it was just announced. We'll probably hear more about it in E3. What they're saying is that the game is set to be released between 2021 and 2022 on PC, consoles, and cloud. There is also a way for you to sign up for a beta, and I will provide that link in the description section. Heartland obviously gives us the idea that the game might be set in the middle of America, and the reason is because the Division 2 is set in Washington, D.C. And this wouldn't be the first game to be set in that kind of place. Far Cry 5, right? Far Cry 5 was set in kind of that area, so I wonder if they're going to use the same setting for the Division Heartland. I wonder if they're going to tie those games somehow, the events in Far Cry 5 with whatever they might do with the Division. But that's not the only thing that Ubisoft announced about the Division today. They also announced that the Division is coming to your phone. The Division is going to have a mobile game that is going to be separate from all other games, but also part of this Division universe that Ubisoft is trying to make happen. Do you want more for the Division? Are you craving to immerse yourself into this The Division universe with everything that you have? Well, you are in luck because they also have a book coming up. As you can see here is the breakdown of the Division universe, the Division novel, which is on the upper right-hand corner. Right underneath that, you have a Netflix film, The Division, which is going to star Jessica Chastain and Jake Gyllenhaal. This is supposed to flesh out the universe. The movie is going to be based on the events of the original game. It seems like they're going to try to time The Division mobile with the release of the Netflix film, but don't quote me on that. That's what I read in some places. Here you can see they have Tom Clancy's The Division, Tom Clancy's The Division 2, Tom Clancy's Division 2 Warlords of New York, which was released. Then they have The Division, Tom Clancy's Division Heartland. Then they have Tom Clancy's Division 2 new content, which also seems like they're going to continue supporting The Division 2. It seems to me that they're going to make The Division 2 into something like Destiny, where they just keep adding content to the game and keep the same name. Hopefully they will improve the engine and graphics in the game, seeing how we're going into a next gen consoles now. So I'm wondering if they're using this also as a way to rebrand The Division and make it remove the Tom Clancy name. It seems kind of weird they have Tom Clancy on everything before that, and then on the other 3 projects that are set to come out later this year, they removed the Tom Clancy name. Of course, I understand why the Division novel doesn't have the Tom Clancy name to it, because it's technically not a Tom Clancy book, so it wouldn't be cool to put Tom Clancy on that when it has nothing to do with the actual author. It's kind of a weird thing that they're doing here by removing Tom Clancy's name out of these other 3 properties. I never thought that The Division was such a successful franchise. I mean, I knew that the games were popular. I mean, obviously popular enough to make a sequel to the game, but to build a whole universe around it is it that big? I played the first Division and I wasn't very happy with the game. There were a lot of things that I wish they would have taken care of when the first game rolled out. I didn't play The Division 2 because I didn't want to fall prey to what Ubisoft does, which to me feels like their games are repetitive and they just make some changes on the games, but for the most part, it's the same game. And so it never was sold on the Division 2, even though it got good reviews. I am intrigued about Heartland and what type of game that is going to be. I'm not interested in the Division mobile. I hate that they're doing all these mobile games based on AAA franchises that I feel kind of dilute the game and make it something that is not as good as what you get on a PC or a console. And they just kind of use the name of the main game to sell the mobile version of it, even if it's super inferior quality to what the franchise is used to. This announcement totally got me by surprise. I will understand if they were creating a new game within the Division, which was to be expected, but to build a universe, as they're calling it, out of this thing is really, really crazy and weird and totally out of left field, in my opinion. Have you played the Division games? Do you enjoy the games? Are you looking forward to expanding this universe? Let me know in the comment section. That's it for me. Go ahead and subscribe. Give us a thumbs up. It really helps the channel. Go ahead and hit that bell so you can be alerted every time we have new videos. And thank you very much for watching.